Hi everyone, welcome back. In this video, I will show you how to implement page object model. Okay, so page object model is also called as POM, POM. Okay, so before getting into the implementation part, I will give you a brief introduction about what is page object model and its advantages. Okay, so page object model is a design pattern in automation. Okay, so it is a design pattern. Design pattern means it is like a template or a proven solution. Okay, so it is a proven solution to a problem. So since it is proven, we can use this page object model. Okay, okay. So the next question is, why do we use page object model? Okay, so page object model is to, or it helps us in organizing or and manage our web elements. Okay, so it helps us to organize and manage our web elements. So how it helps us in organize or manage web elements means by creating separate class for each web page. Okay, so this is a very important point. So in page object model, we create separate class for each web page. Okay, so in your application, if you have 50 web pages, means if you're using page object model, you need to create separate 50 classes. Okay, so this is how it works. Okay, so and in each class we create locators, sorry, we don't create locators, we store the locators and the actions related to that class. Okay, so I'll give you this application. Okay, this source demo application, and it has four web pages: login, product page, and checkout page. Checkout page, and also there is a settings page. Okay, so to show you this, I need to create four different classes. Okay, and in the login page, I'll have to keep only login related locators and actions I perform. Okay, so login related locators are username, password, and login button, and actions are entering the username, password, and click on the login button. Okay, so this is how we implement page object model. Okay, so by creating separate class for each web page. Okay, okay. So now we'll see the advantages briefly. Okay, so the first one is better code organization. So using this, we can organize our code in a better way. So how means, so each web page has a dedicated class, as I said, and instead of writing login code inside the test case, so we create a login class and we write the login functionality inside that call, inside that class. Okay, so if anyone needs to find a login functionality, they know that login functionality is inside the login class. Okay, so they no need to search across multiple test script. Okay, so this is how we organize the code using POM. Or if someone wants any product related code or something, they just need to go to product class and they will find it there. Okay, the next one is reusability. Next one is reusability. So almost every test script need login functionality, correct? So with POM, we just call the login method. Okay, so we don't repeat the code. Okay, so we just write login functionality inside the login class, and whenever we need to log in, we just call that method. Okay, so inside the test script or test case, we do not repeat the code. Okay, so this is how we can reuse the code or function once we write. Okay, the next one is improved maintenance. So improved maintenance means if the locator of the login button is changed, we can update only the login class. Okay, suppose, so here the login button functionality has changed. Okay, and we don't have to change the entire test script or anything, because since we are using login functionality in all the test cases, we just go to login class and just change the locator there, and all the test scripts work fine. Okay, okay. The next one is readability. Readability means In the main test cases, the code looks clean and easy to read. Okay, because in the test case we are not writing any locator or actions we are performing. Okay, so the test case shows only what we are focusing on, only the functionality, like entering the username, password, and click on the login button. So we do not show what locator we are clicking on, and what locator we are choosing, and how we are clicking. Okay, it is just, we are just saying click on the login button in that. Okay, so these are all some of the advantages of page object model. Okay, and by seeing all this, we can say that page object model is not only the best practice, it saves time, effort, and even if the application grows, maintenance will be easy. Okay, so suppose tomorrow there are 4 pages. If they add one more pages, so we are not going to change many things, correct? We are just adding the class and adding the locators inside the class and calling them. Okay. Okay, so now I will show you how to implement page object model. Okay. So as I said, we need to create separate class for each web page. Okay. So now I will create a folder and keep classes inside that. Okay. So we should create a we should create a folder inside this tests folder. So right click and select new folder. So new folder name I will say source demo pages. Okay, so inside this folder we will create separate pages. Okay, so as I said, this demo application has 4 pages. Okay, so the first one is login. Okay, so to log in, first before login we need to launch the browser and enter the URL, correct? So I will do, or I will keep that functionality inside the base page. Okay, so I will create a base page, and this base page will be the parent class for all the pages. Okay, so right click on this folder and select new file. So file name I will say basepage.ts. Okay, so here I will import page from Playwright. So import curly braces page. Page is a class from Playwright. I'm importing it from Playwright library in test. Okay, okay, so now we'll create a class. Okay, so to create a class, you have to use the keyword called class. Okay, class, and class name is base page. Class name is base page, and open curly braces and close. So this is how we create a class. And before class we need to use the keyword called export. Okay, so export means this allows other files to import the methods and elements present inside the class. Okay, so the child classes, the whatever the child classes extends this web page can access the methods or properties of this class. So I'm saying export. Okay. Okay. So now inside this web page, I will create a variable called page of type, this page type, Playwright page type. Okay. So how to create a variable page of type page. Okay. So, and I will say this is protected. So protected means only this class can access this variable. Okay, so only this class can access this variable, and the classes which inherit this base class can access this variable. Two things. So whenever I say protected, you need to remember two things. One is only this base page can access this page, and the classes which inherit this base page can use this page. Okay, so I'm saying protected. Okay, so otherwise I would have say if the only this class can use this variable, I can say private. So I want the child classes also can use this or access this page, so I'm saying protected. Okay. Okay, so here what I've done is I've declared the variable called page of type this playwright page. Now I need to assign the value to this variable. Okay, so I will assign the value to this variable in constructor. Okay, so here we need to create a constructor. So how to create a constructor? Using the word constructor. Okay, constructor, and I will pass the same thing, page colon page. Okay, okay, so here what I will do, I will assign value to this page. So by using page dot type is equal to page. Okay, so we all know that we need page to interact with the elements, correct? We need to have page to interact with the elements. We have been seeing this, correct? So this page dot page, this one, just remember, this page dot page we are using to interact with the real time object. Okay, okay, not this one. We are using this dot page. Okay, so in this example we are using source demo. So to interact with the source demo, I'm using the keyword called this dot page. Okay, okay, so here I've created constructor means if anyone asks, I'm just giving you information. So constructor is a special function. Okay, it is a special function, and it runs automatically when you create an object. Okay, it runs automatically when you create an object for the class, that is base page. Okay, okay, so now what I want to do is I want to create a method to navigate to the URL. So how to create a method? I just use the keyword called async. Okay, async and method name. So what is the method name? I will say navigate. Navigate is the method name. Okay, so in this method I want to pass URL. Okay, so type URL, and it should be of type string. Correct, URL should be of type string. So say URL colon string. I'm creating a variable of type string. Okay, URL is a variable and it is of type string. So you know that how to navigate to the URL, correct? So how? Await, so page dot go to, correct? So here this page is inside this variable this dot page, so use this dot page, this dot page dot method to navigate to the URL go to, and pass this URL. At runtime we are passing the URL value. Okay, so when we call this navigate method using the base class, we are passing, during runtime we are passing the URL. Okay, okay, so now we have created a method to navigate to the URL. Next I'll create another method to wait for the elements to load. Async is a method name is equal to, sorry, async, then method name I will say is wait for page load. Wait for page load. Okay, okay, so here I will say await, then this dot page, this dot page dot the method is wait for load state. Wait for load state and pass load. Okay, so once you navigate to the URL, before logging in it will wait for the elements to load. Okay, so that's why I created a method called wait for load page, and I put this class inside this method inside this. Okay, okay, so now we have created base page. Okay, so now what we need to do, we need to create login page. Okay, so how to create a login page? Right click and say new file, and page name, class name, this is a class name, class is login page dot ts. If it is JavaScript, say JS. Okay, okay, in login page we need to import login. Import page from Playwright test at Playwright test. Okay, and in login we need to import what we need to import. We need to import base page. Correct. Here I'm just logging in, and before logging in I need to load the URL. Correct. And loading the URL is present in base page. Correct. So I need to import base page. So how to import keyword, and so here base page. I will explain this from base page. Okay, so I'm importing base page from base page. So this is a base page. Okay, so here I'll scroll up and I'll explain because the name is same. Here the first base page is the class name. This is the first base page, and this second base page is the file name basepage.ts. Okay. Okay. So now we'll create a login method. So how to create a login method? First we need to use export keyword, because in the test case we need to use the login method. Correct. Login functionality, login class methods. So we need to export class name is login, and I want to use the base page method and property. Correct. For that I need to use extends keyword, and from where I want to call from base page, capital. So this is a inheritance concept. Okay, so I'm using this navigate URL class, sorry, method, and wait for page method and page variable inside this login page. So to use that I'm using the keyword called extends. Okay, to inherit the properties from the base class. Okay, so now I need to create a constructor. You know that how to create a constructor using the word called constructor and page of type page. Okay, so here I've already created a constructor. Sorry, the constructor is also present in the base page, and I've already initialized. Correct. So here in this constructor I've already initialized, so I just need to call this using the super keyword, super page. Okay, so here I'm calling the base page constructor, and I'm passing the page to this base page. So this page I'm passing to this dot page. So this will initialize the page. So I can use this. Okay. And when the child class has the constructor, it must call the parent class constructor. Remember this point. When the child class has the constructor, it should call the parent class constructor using the word or keyword called super. Okay. Okay. So now we are creating a login class. And as you know, we need to keep all the locators inside the login class. Okay. So first I will create three different variables of type private. Okay, because I'm not going to use this variable anywhere. Only this is specific to this class. So I'm saying private. So first one is username field. Okay, is equal to within double quote. Okay, within the double quote we need to keep the locator. Okay, private username field is the variable, and here within the double quote we have to keep the locator. So the locator is, we have id, so I will take id. Okay, so I will use css selector ash id name. Okay, so next username is done. Password private password field is equal to, I'll inspect password, Password is ID. Hash ID. Now we'll inspect login button, private login button. I'll create login button variable locator. ID is login button. So I'll use hash login button. Okay, so this is how we are keeping the locators inside the class, okay, by creating the variable, and this is a I'll making it as private, so only this login class can use this variable. Okay, okay, so now I'll create a method to login. So how to create a method? As you know, we have to use the keyword called async, and the method name is excuse me, login. Okay, so method name is login, or I will say login to source demo. Okay, so to log in, what we need two things: username and password, correct? So we'll create a variable and pass this username. Okay, so username, and it should be of type string. Okay, then password, it should be of type string. Okay, so this is a method login to source demo, and to log in we need two parameters, username and password. So I created two variables of type string. Okay, so now what we need to do, we need to enter, correct? So for that we need to use fill. We are already having this method, sorry, variables declared. So await. So we usually do page.fill, correct? So here, instead of page, this page is present in this dot page, correct? So this dot page dot fill. Okay, so in fill accepts two parameter. So one is locator and the value. Okay, so where is the locator? Locator is present in this variable, that is username field. So copy that and paste, and in real time the value will be the whatever the value we pass when we call this method. Okay, so here we have to use this dot page, this dot page, this, sorry, not page, this dot username. Okay, this means current class page object instance. Okay, next one is password, this dot page dot fill. Password is this dot password field, and at the runtime it will take the password from the argument. So as you know, this fill method takes two parameters or arguments. One is the locator and the value. Okay, so this is the locator and this is the value. Okay, so this value will pass when we call this method. Okay, so now I want to click on the login method, sorry, login button. So await this dot page dot click, I want to click on login button. So copy that and say this dot login button. Okay, so login method is completed. Login to source demo method we have completed. Okay, so I've created a login class and created and locators. I put the mandatory or all the locators of login web page inside this login class, and I've created method to log into system application. Okay, okay, so now, so before writing this product page, I will just see login and we will see whether it is working or not. Okay, okay, so now to see that we need to create a test case. Okay, so how to create a test case, and test case or test script should be inside this tests folder. Okay, so right click and new file. I will say um, log into, yeah, log into source demo dot spec dot ts. Okay, so log into source demo spec dot ts. So this is a spec file, so we can use test case inside that. I mean, we can write a test block inside this, not inside the page class or the where we created a pages. Okay, okay, so as you know, we need to import two things, correct? Test and expect functions. Test and expect from Playwright. And what we need to import, we need to import login, correct? So import login class. Login from, by default it took source demo pages dot login. Okay, okay, so now what we need to do, we need to create a test block. So test, so test name I will say user should be able to log in. Okay, user should be able to log in, and async page fixture bracket open close. Okay, so now this is important. Okay, so in order to use the login class methods, or uh, yeah, in order to use the login class methods and its property, we need to create an object. Okay, so how to create an object, create a variable or object. How to create an object, const I will say login is equal to new login page. Okay, so what is the login page? Name is login page, and pass page constructor. Okay, so let me check the class name. Login, sorry, it's not login page, it is only login. Class name is login. Okay, so if you are complete beginner, so just remember syntax to create a object or instance is here like this: create an instance or object is equal to new class name by using new keyword. Okay, by using new keyword we create an object to the class. By using this new keyword we are creating an object. Okay, so new here, this is the class name. Okay, and we are passing page here. Okay, this is the object. So now by using this object I can access the methods inside the login page. Okay, so first one is we need to launch the browser, correct? But we are not calling the base page here inside this test case, because the base page is already called in login page. Okay, so I can directly use launch the browser by using this object. So await login object. Login is an object here. This is the class, this is the object. Okay, first one, navigate. So I want to navigate to the URL, correct? What is the URL? I will copy it from here, and I will show you that how we can pass this from spec file, sorry, config files. Okay, so now after logging in I want to wait for some time, so I've already created a method in login page, base page. Okay, so login dot wait for page load. Now I want to enter the username and password. So that method is in login page. Okay. So await login dot login to source demo. Okay, and we need to pass two things, that is username and password. Okay, username is here, I'll copy it, and this is the password. Okay, okay, so this is the login method. It has username, password, and I'm clicking on the login method. Okay, so this is the test case and this is the web, sorry, just a class. Okay, this web page, sorry, this login class has web elements of login page. Okay, so now, as I said, this code looks clean. Okay, so this is a test case and this test case has only 4 lines. Okay, one is to navigate to the URL and to wait for the page to load and login, click on login button. Okay, so now let us execute this. Okay, so the spec name is login to source demo. Log into sourcedemo.spec.ts and I want to open it in only Chromium browser. So I'm saying -project is equal to Chromium and I want to see the execution. So I'm using the option -edit. Okay. So enter the username, password, and clicked on login button. Okay, so and here inside the test case only we have to add the assertions. Okay, if you want to add any assertion, we have to add this inside the test case, not inside any classes. Okay, so here I will add some assertion to validate that. After clicking, the URL is this one. Okay, okay, so await, expect page to have URL. I'll paste this URL. Just remember, we are not adding assertion inside the class, or only in the test case we are adding the assertions. Okay, so next I will create another class for checkout page and I will show the possible validations we can do in checkout page. Okay, so adding the cart, add to cart, and validating this and fetching only the uh, what is that number, removing that dollar symbol and clicking on add to cart method based on the item name passed. Okay, I will show all these things in the next video. Okay, okay, and thank you so much for watching this video, and if you think you learned something from this video, please do like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.